So, Nate, I do want to start with the DOJ, right? Officials reportedly see no room to pursue either of Jack Smith's criminal cases against Donald Trump, seemingly saying he's going to take office in a few weeks. So why move forward? What do you make of it?
Sounds sensible to me, because they're just sort of saving time and taxpayer dollars at this point, because even if they were to go forward with the case over these next few weeks, Donald Trump's going to pull the plug once he's in office. So there's no reason for them to go forward.
Danny, let me talk about the New York hush money case with you. This is the one in which he was convicted on many 34 counts. Will sentencing go forward now that he's the president-elect? Because we haven't really seen a scenario like this before. And I think I've heard that presidents are often, there's deference to presidents.
There are really two events coming up in that case. First, the judge, Justice Merchan, is going to decide a motion to dismiss based on the intervening immunity decision by the Supreme Court. And wrapped up in that decision is whether or not the state introduced evidence from his time in the White House that would have been forbidden based on the immunity decision. So that is one obstacle to the case. It could get dismissed outright. Then you have sentencing. That is going to happen later this month. Maybe. You might see an adjournment request, and you might see the Manhattan prosecutors have no real objection to it. The reality is, even if Donald Trump were sentenced this month and he were sentenced to incarceration, which I think is very, very unlikely, reasonable minds have disagreed with me. I do not think this is a case that would be anything other than probation or house arrest. But even if he were sentenced, a sitting president, at least, and, there are academics who think otherwise. I don't know what side you fall on, but there are some academics that actually think a sitting president could be imprisoned. I am not among them. I'm hardly an academic, but I don't believe the Supremacy Clause would allow a state government to imprison a sitting president. In all likelihood, although it's untested, these cases, state and federal, go away at minimum while the president is in office, and then you deal with them afterwards. But the practical reality is, as you just said, Nate, the federal cases are going bye-bye. That's a Latin term for dismissed.
And Danny, can we talk about conflicts of interest? Because now President-elect Trump has a media company, and that's not even talking about his potential cabinet. I think of billionaire Elon Musk, SpaceX. How is that going to work?
So this is fascinating. I'm so glad we have Nate here for that exact issue. You may remember during the first Trump presidency, an issue came up with Trump divesting or not really disclosing his interests in businesses, and that raised a little-known part of the Constitution called the Emoluments Clause that most folks, other than Nate, probably had never heard of the Emoluments Clause before. And there was actually litigation against Trump where plaintiffs brought cases saying, hey, you're in violation of the constitutional foreign emoluments clause and the domestic emoluments clause, which basically says, for the most part, you can't pay a president any more than his actual salary. He can't get money from foreign governments. The crazy part about this is that it got all the way to the Supreme Court, and since Trump was out of office, they dismissed it, saying, hey, well, it's moot. He's out of office, so there's nothing to decide. But here we are again with the exact same issue.
Nate, could we see President-elect Trump make big changes on the Supreme Court?
I think so. I mean, as you know, he already replaced 3 people on the Supreme Court. I wouldn't be surprised if Justice Clarence Thomas steps down. Question is whether Justice Alito would be another one. But I think Thomas, I wouldn't be surprised if he resigns in the first year or so.
And then he gets to fill those seats.
That's right.
Which could change the shape of the court for, what, decades to come?
Indeed. I think he's already done that. I mean, the 6-3 division that we've seen on the court right now is actually quite significant over the history of the court.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.